Good morning, Kansas City, Kansas, Wyandotte County constituents. I'm Commissioner Gayle Elizabeth Townsend, representing District 1. So Officer Tomasic and I are here today, and we're going to talk about some of the most frequently asked questions concerning the wearing, use, storage, and retention of body cameras. So Officer Tomasic,
Yes, ma'am.
good to see you.
You too.
So let's say I call 911 for help from the police department to respond to what I think is a burglary in my home.
Sure.
At what point would that camera be on?
So, in that situation, as soon as the officer gets to your house and is getting out of his car, he should be turning this on.
Okay.
So it should show the initial arrival all the way up until he would get back into his car and leave.
Let's say that the call results in someone being apprehended at my house, you believe has committed the offense.
Sure.
What footage would be on that camera? Would you actually be taping the suspect?
So for the body camera, we would tape the suspect. Anytime the suspect is with that officer, you're going to see that suspect on the camera. Once we put that person into the car, there's a separate camera that is in the back seat that records the area where that person will be detained. So inside of our car, we can push record inside the car, which has 3 cameras inside of it, one of those being the back seat where the suspect is. That stays on all the way until we get to the jail and remove the person from the car, and they're taken into the jail. So in a situation like that, that person would be on a camera the entire time from arrest until they are transported into the jail.
Okay. Is there any interaction between the body-worn camera and any cameras that may be in the police vehicle?
Of course. So, as you said, we started this process in 15, 16. One of the biggest things that we wanted to make sure was that not only the body cameras, but also the in-car cameras, everything worked together and worked well together. So not only did we get body cameras, but we also updated all of the cameras in the cars, the same system made by WatchGuard, so that they will interact with each other. So anytime I turn my lights on in my car, if I'm driving, let's say to pull somebody over, as soon as I turn those lights on, this body camera also turns on. So you will get, there are 3 total cameras in the car. One is the original, like we've all seen, that kind of tunnel vision, straight down the middle look. We also have a panoramic view that gets a wider shot, almost a whole 180 degree of what's in front of the car. You have the camera in the back department that holding if we have anybody back there, and you have the body camera. So when all that's downloaded, you can see 4 different views of what you're doing.
Okay. So going back to the call I made for assistance at my house, suspected burglary. We have that tape, the camera was on. What happens from there with that tape, and how would a citizen be assured that the tape from here on is in its initial unedited state? Let's
Sure.
talk about those safeguards and what happens.
Okay, so what happens is when an officer is done with his shift, they have docking stations like this within the patrol stations. When they come into shift, they dock their body camera like that. It will say there's 5 events, and it will automatically start uploading to a secure server at headquarters. So everything's taken directly off here that was saved. Good not Wi-Fi, but through the fiber cables that was all part of the initial,
Right.
and delivered directly to a server here at headquarters.
So there is no removal or editing or touching of tapes or anything like that. Once it's in the camera, then it goes to the cloud once the officer comes in and puts it on his or her docking station. And the purpose of that, again, is to what? Minimize tampering, editing, ability.
Correct.
And preservation.
You eliminate their ability to manipulate this video at all. the officer, the sergeant, the captain, the major, every level you can think of.
Can community groups, church groups, any group request you or other of our information officers to come to them and do a demonstration? And how would they do that?
Yes, we would love to come out and give demonstrations on these. I think it's like anything, we would rather educate people beforehand than to try to answer a lot of questions after something happens.
Sure.
So myself or Officer Marche London, who's also in my office, and our civilian media, Nancy Chartrand, if you email pio@kckpd.org, that comes to all of us. And please reach out to us. We would love to come out, give a presentation. If you're having a community
Tell them
meeting,
right there.
Please.
Major plea.
Please contact us. It's pio@kckpd.org. We really want to educate the community and answer all the questions that you guys might have about the body cameras. We understand that videos help, but we would much rather be in person. Please contact us. We want to come to your community meetings and give you guys demonstrations.
I'd like to thank Officer Tomasic for being here today, for answering these questions, and for his invitation on behalf of the Kansas City, Kansas Police Department to come out to our community and answer any more questions we might have about the use of the body-worn cameras. As Commissioner for District 1, I would like to thank my constituents and all of the rest of the residents of KCK